Hey, I'm Mika. I'm the drummer in Australian punk rock band No Quarter. Thanks for reaching out to us and asking us to answer a couple of questions.
Zein esan nahi dauka abiadurak zuen musikan?
Fast music. What means speed in our music? I guess for me, it's I get bored with slow music. I grew up listening to '90s music as most of us did, like bands like Lagwagon and Pennywise, Strung Out. Um, So I always like if I was ever going to be in a band, it was always playing fast music like that. You always just want to play the music you like listening to. So I fast music. It's always been about fast music for us. Like there's something about a really fast punk beat with some music over top of it, whether it be chords or riffs or whatever, and then having a singer sing melodically over top of that. For me, that's just like the perfect type of music. So that's what I've always strived for our band to create and achieve. So.
Zuen musika oso azkarra da. Zenbat denbora egon daiteke, zuen bateriolea zuzenean jotzen.
I I don't know. We do sets sometimes. The longest one I've probably done is just over an hour. At the moment, I also drum in another band from Newcastle called Hack the Mainframe, and there's at times where No Quarter and Hack the Mainframe have played together. So I've done sort of 45, 50-minute sets with a 10-minute break between, but I don't know. It keeps me fit. I practice pretty regularly. I have ADHD as well, so I've got a lot of energy. And when I'm on stage playing, I don't know. I don't like. There's obviously moments where you get a bit tired, but I'm having that much fun up there. I always manage to push through, I guess. So yeah, I don't really think about it. I just do it and get it done.
Zer daukazu esateko Fear and Loathing on the Pacific Highway-ko azalari buruz?
The artwork on the album, it took us a bit to get there. Originally, I had an idea. Well, in the early days, we sort of spoke about maybe revolution being a theme, and then Darcy really liked that and wanted to pursue that. But I sort of wanted to steer away from the political side of things pretty early because I think there was a lot of bands doing it. So I then leant towards a theme based off the song Witches, which again I thought pretty cool. All the ideas could have been cool, like Darcy's idea, the Witches idea, but when we couldn't really decide on something, then Darcy come up with randomly in the group chat one day talking about the truck stop song and how a lot of what our band does is trek up and down the highway, and it just took off from there. We got hold of a local artist, showed him the song, told him our ideas and what we wrote the song about, which was, I remember writing that in the truck stop at halfway home after a tour weekend, and he crushed it. We sort of, said we wanted a little bit of based on that fear and loathing sort of theme, and he absolutely crushed it. We first saw his first draft and we're like, yep, that's it. That's the album cover. So we've since done a shirt kind of based off that, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like as I said, it took us a little bit to get there, but as soon as Darcy put that theme and sort of said, let's do a van with the roof cut off, and we were really happy with how it came out. It's really cool cover, I think.
Zein gai lantzen dira 2022an kaleratutako album honetan?
I guess, as I said, we tried to. Well, I can't speak for the others, but when I was writing lyrics and stuff, I took a conscious turn away from anything political. Not that we've ever been a massively political band anyway. I know our first EP was probably the biggest one, and we had the political cover and whatnot. But freedom has a couple of moments, and in this album there's probably even more than less, because I just feel like, given everything that was going on, everyone was trying to do that, and it just got a bit oversaturated. So for us, it was more just about writing songs with stuff that we were all dealing through. So One by One about memories of growing up, and Truck Stops is about being on tour away from your family, and Witches was something that happened to a friend of mine that I wrote about, and other important topics that aren't necessarily political. So we've got a song about domestic violence, We've got a song about church and abuse of kids, and also just that whole changing people's minds to blindly follow faith and whatnot. And then there's one at the end, the last song on the album is about cancer. Our singer's wife had a pretty serious cancer battle that went for quite a long time, which thankfully now she's through the other side, doing well. So I guess the whole theme of the album was just things that sort of affected each of us that we just said, hey, let's write a song about this. There was no overarching theme. It was just things that affected us at the time, and, partying songs and drinking songs. And there's a bit in there about one of our really, really good friends who was murdered. So he was a victim of a one-punch attack. It's just whenever we needed to write about a song, we just picked about something that was affecting us at the time, or someone had an idea, and that's what we went with. And then the album cover obviously come from one of those songs, which was cool.
Zuen basuak oso soinu ona dauka albumean bakarrik dagoenean. Non grabatu duzue?
So Darcy, our guitar player, does all our recording and mixing. Very, very patient, very talented at it. I'm really happy with how the album turned out, not only for us because it sounds amazing, but for him because he did a really, really good job. So what we did was, and he'll probably correct me because I'll probably get a bit of it wrong, but we tracked it at home at my joint, and then we went to a studio in Newcastle and reamped it. We used a Ampeg SVT in a big room there. It's like where I record my drums as well. It's a really big, nice room. So we reamped it into that. And then there's also a second track mixed in, which he sent to one of his mates in Melbourne, which is, I believe, an Axe FX 3. Just to add a couple of things he thought he was missing after the Ampeg tracking. But yeah, we're really happy with how the bass sounds. It gives it a lot of body, but it's not making things muddy. It works well with the kick drum, and has a really nice place to sit with all the guitars and stuff as well. So yeah.
Zer esan dezakezu long distanceko gitarra soloari buruz?
So Long Distance was written by Paul. He did all the music, so like verse, chorus, and the solo. Paul is a massive Van Halen fan, as you can tell by some of his tapping stuff over the last few albums. It was pretty much when we wrote that song, he basically just presented the music and went, here it is. There was a little bit here and there he added to the solo as he went along. He sort of kept changing it, and once he got to that point where it is now, he was like, yep, that's the one. And basically Chris just wrote the lyrics and melody over top of it. It's probably one of the, I don't know, I don't really think there is all the solos on the album are really good, I think. It's a really good one, but it's very standout. It really suits the song as well, has that kind of frantic feel about it, which the rest of the music of the song does. And he's actually really, really, really proud of that one. So yeah, it's good.
Zaila izan da albumeko ahotsak grabatzea?
I guess for us, a lot of people don't know, our singer lives about 1,000 kilometres away from the rest of us in another state. So when COVID was going on, there was actually an 8 to 9 month period where we couldn't even get him into the state with us due to lockdowns and border closures and all that sort of fun stuff that we've all been going through. So, I mean, it was difficult in that regard because it spaced things out a lot more than we would have liked. However, in that time, it gave us a lot of time to sort out some music things that were going on and mixing and all that sort of stuff. So I think he ended up tracking, putting aside all the demo sessions and stuff we did. I think there was 4 weekends. So he'd fly in on a Friday and then fly out on the Sunday. And once he flew in on the Friday, we were going all weekend. I think it was over 4 weekends we did the vocals. So we did the 3 main ones, and then he came back about 3 weeks later and did some touch-up stuff here and there. So it was pretty punishing. I think Chris is a very challenging, I don't know the right word. His mindset is he wants to push himself all the time. So he's very critical of himself. He was hearing stuff back and going, I want to do this, I want to do that. And so it was, I mean, I wouldn't say it's hard as much because I think he's a great singer. And it wasn't much issue with getting, it was just getting him down here and then getting it to a point where he was happy with it, because he is that critical of himself. I guess all the backup vocals, like they were the challenging part, because none of us can sing very well to back him up. Except Darcy. Darcy did a really good job this time. He put a lot of hours into practicing his singing and nailing all those vocal harmonies. So I guess the hard part is when you're at the point where you're writing melodic music like we do, you can't just write the main vocal track anymore. You've then got to go and have all your harmonies in the background. So essentially you write the vocal melody for the song twice. So there's parts, figuring out that part was pretty tricky, like how to sing, where to sing, what needs backups, what doesn't. But I mean, yeah, as for Chris, once he was here and we got him in the groove, he's pretty good. You just get in there and he takes feedback really well as well. If he did a shit line, you just go, nope, sing it again. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was good for me too, because my drums were done by then, so I just got to sit back and drink beers and listen to him sing. So.
Ezagutzen duzu Euskal Herria? Gustatuko litzaizueke Euskal Herrian zuzenean jotzea?
I believe that's in like north somewhere, isn't it? Basque country. North Spain, is it? Let me have a look. North Spain, there you go. My internet's being ridiculously slow today. Basque country. Is that how it's pronounced? Basque? Yeah, North Spain. Woohoo! I got that one right. I'd love for us to be able to come through Spain, or Europe in general. Oh, come on, go back. It's just we all work full-time jobs. We've all got families. Like this is still, even though we get to release music that goes around the world, this is still I guess it's a hobby band for us essentially. It's at the point where it's almost self-funded, which is cool. But yeah, I'd love to get to Europe one day. We're looking at doing Japan next year. Maybe if that goes well, we'll see down the track about doing other stuff. But at this stage, it's still a bit of a wish list thing. But if the opportunity ever gets to come, we would love to get over there. If you know anyone who wants to take us over there, tell them to get in touch. So never say never, I guess.
Nora iristea gustatuko litzaizueke orain gutxi kaleratutako album honekin?
As I said, we're looking at doing Japan next year. We actually had a Japan tour booked in previously. All the dates were locked, but it was right at the time where our singer's partner was having we found out about her cancer, so we had to cancel that, and then COVID hit, and we've never been able to get it off the ground since. So I'll actually looking at locking a time frame in for that next weekend when we're all together for our next Queensland run, and then hopefully that'll go ahead. I mean, we trek around Australia a fair bit. As I said, we'd like to go through Europe. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do America. I reckon that'd be really fun. So, but I mean, as far as just the music reaching where we want it to reach, anywhere. I just love the fact that there's people on the other side of the world listening and singing along to a song that I essentially wrote in my lounge room, or Darcy wrote in his garage, or Paul wrote in his back room, or whatever. Like, for me, that's just something I still can't quite comprehend. So wherever it can get to, I'm just hopefully it gets everywhere, because that's the best part. I think hearing new music from around the globe is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's about it, really. Thanks for sending those questions. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the album. Thanks for enjoying the album. Thanks for the support. Appreciate your time. Talk soon.
Elkarrizketa amaitzeko nahi duzuna gaitu dezakezu.
Actually, I better add, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, No Quarter Punk on YouTube. Chuck us a follow. Stay up to date with all our stuff. Darcy has a really funny sense of humour on Instagram that always makes me chuckle. Spotify, all that sort of stuff. If you want to hear the new album, it's called Fear and Loathing on the Pacific Highway. It's through Melodic Punk Style. You can still get vinyls and CDs at Melodic Punk Style, or you can get a download from their Melodic Punk Style Bandcamp, or you can get a digital download from our Bandcamp or their Bandcamp, or you can find it on all your digital streaming platforms, Apple, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Fear and Loathing on the Pacific Highway. 13 songs for fans of Strung Out, Pennywise, Lagwagon, Wilhelm Scream. Lots of guitars, lots of fast beats, some really nice melodies. So yeah, thanks for checking it out. See you later.